I had a business in 2015, and a guy robbed me. Like I know I had it on camera and everything. I had like the hard drive hidden and stuff, and he robbed my business. I had it on tape, and he orchestrated it. He didn't actually wasn't the one that physically did it. But when I went to uh like basically I confronted him, never called the cops. I just let it go. But he knew that I knew. And so anyways, I didn't see him again until the end of 2020. And this is right, I'm going through the midst of my awakening. Like I'm super tapped in. And I had another business at that time, and he was sitting in there, the guy that robbed me. And he's sitting in there. It was like basically it was a casino that he was playing. He was like gambling. So I see him in there, and I seen him like 3 times, and I never said a word to him. Like I would just pretend I didn't see him because I didn't want to talk to him. Like he didn't know, he didn't never like confess to it, but I just knew. So, anyways, I end up leaving, and I came back this one time, and he said, "Jonah, come here." And I went over there, and I said, "You know what? Let me just let it go. Let me make peace. He ain't gonna rob this one." Um, and I asked about his mom, and I asked about his, because I knew him for over 20 years. And the next thing you know, the next day, something happened. I skipped, and then the next day I went to work, and they literally told me that he died that night after we talked. Like, and I was just thinking, like, because I know he made some kind of statement saying that, oh, I want to take you to this like poker game, like this, because it wasn't the best area, and you could easily get robbed. So I was already thinking he died literally after it was like he made peace with me, because he was telling me in the midst of the conversation that he lost half his foot. He had been in the hospital for like the last year, and he was so thankful to be alive and how it was good to see me. So it was like he made peace with me and literally got in his car. And when he was driving off, died after he left that night. And I was like, I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it was, but it was just when you said something about transition, that was one of the weirder parts. And I never told this story, but that was one of the weirder parts of my awakening, was like, he just died. And actually, the when I left there, this is really weird. Where I was staying, there was a Taco Bell across the street, and 2 people got murdered. Like that exact time, there was fire trucks and ambulances everywhere. I've never told that part of the story either, but it's like, I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but it's like you can become. I feel like in a lot of ways, most of us died here. At some point, we cheated death. We had a near death experience, and we might have not even known it. And I kind of feel like we're angels in that sense too. And that before people transition, like the reason nobody left your circle is because they're versions of you. So it's like, because nobody died from on my side. Everybody I know got COVID except me, and nobody passed away that I knew personally. He could have, but again, I just feel like that. I know I kind of went a little bit off topic there, but
No, you did.
that's
That's wonderful. I really appreciate that story. And I want to add to that story. I believe, this is my belief, that after that had happened and he knew that you knew, and you didn't go and do what he deserved, right? You showed an amount of compassion. He was convicted by that. And that sat with him for years. And he kept finding ways, meeting your path to make good with that, right? Because of that conviction. And when he was able to make good with that, then his soul was ready to move on. He did not want to transition without making good with that. And this is what I'm saying about how we move about and how we, my God, I'm just this, sorry, that energy is coming through. How we move about and how we affect people. And we don't even realize it. It'd be small things. That's a big thing that you did, but it's a small thing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean small is that it might not hit everybody. Everybody may not be able to get that because it's not as overt. But I really believe that was what was going on. He said, wait a minute, this man he could have prosecuted me. I could have been, who knows where I could be, you know? And I just the convention, and then things began to take a life of its own, because what you put in, you get out. You don't have to go to hell. we on a we on a hell plane. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you put in, you get out. You don't put no seeds in the ground, ain't shit gonna grow. And if you give a bunch of hell and plant a bunch of hell, you're gonna get hell back. And so you got to get it back. But I believe that's what happened, because it's not a coincidence that he passed right after coming in contact with you. And you tried to ignore him, right? But it came to a point where that thing had to be confronted, because he had to before he transitioned. And when you acknowledged it, he was able to go.
That's strong. It was one of the strangest days I've ever had, but it was like, it felt a whole lot like deja vu. But I love how you broke that down, because that is a perfect, it just really sums up what I went through. Because I'm like, what are the chances? Like, nothing like that's ever happened to me before. So it was just a strange instance where I was like, wow, he made peace with me before he left. And like I said, for all intents and purposes, I just forgave, what happened. It was really a weird time, but there's levels.
There is. And within that story, the creator has revealed that forgiveness is powerful. It's more powerful than we're willing to acknowledge. Forgiveness is powerful. And it has transformed, I'm sure, you in ways that you might not even be consciously aware. And we know it changed that man's life to he literally transitioned. So that's amazing.